Hello, this video is to show how to apply to CWCB's new grant program, Local Capacity Grants. And this grant program is to help entities apply for federal grants. It's intended to support a wide range of items that are often required in order to apply for federal funding. And the best place to start would be the page that you see here, Federal Technical Assistance Grants for Colorado Water Projects, and you'll find a lot of information on the program here. There's a couple drop downs here you see under more information. We'll come back to these two links here as we get further along into the application process, because we'll definitely need that. And then, of course, who on our staff to contact. Be contacting Michael Reagan here for this particular grant program. And in order to apply, you do need to register to the CWCB grants portal. And if you have not done that, there is a link here. So you'll be able to click on this CWCB portal registration. That'll get you to this page. And you'll give us your information here. First of all, you want to click on this grants and loans, and then you'll be able to give us details on your agency, who the contact person is or people, and then be able to review it before you submit that. And that'll come to CWCB staff, and we'll create the accounts, we'll create the contacts, and then you'll be able to get an email that has the password and your username. And so you'll get that, and you'll come here, type that in here. And when you've done that, then you'll get this screen. And you'll click on apply for a grant or a loan. But we're not there quite yet, because we actually start at this My Applications page. And of course, if you're brand new first time, this will be completely blank. But if you've applied to other grant programs, for sure, you'll actually be able to look at and see just kind of where or what applications you filled out and the status, of course, and make sure that, of course, you may not always remember what your application number is, but you'll be able to know just the grant program it is, and of course the date that you created that. So we are going to go ahead and click on new application. This is, of course, is a grant. The grant program, again, is Local Capacity Grants. So we'll go ahead and select that and click on create. And before we start getting into the nitty gritty, we are going to assign ourselves a contact here. And when we assign ourselves a contact, you may be the only one there, but of course you can go ahead and create a new, someone new. Okay, you can click on new contact here, and it'll show you this pop-up window, and you can go ahead and get someone else to be on this particular application if you choose to do so. All right, so after we have signed our contact person, we are going to have you folks fill out agency information here. And again, always be as thorough as you can. There's these little information icons here. When you just hover your mouse over it, it'll let you know. Sometimes it's only for a ditch company, or it's only for municipalities, or whatever the case may be. Again, if you can, be as thorough as you can here for whichever entity you fall under. Once you've done that, you're going to hit next. And now we're going to get to our grant details. And this is basically kind of a unique page for local capacity grants. So there's a lot of information that we ask here that we don't ask in other grant programs. So please provide as much information as you can. And if you don't have all the details worked out yet, we understand, that's fine. But please be very thorough. And on this page, you're only going to see a grant request amount. You're not going to see, a place to put in your matches. We're going to get to that in just a bit. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and just put in what we're going to request from the program. And project type, just looking here, if any of these apply to you, please select that do apply. for the federal or the anticipated federal grant program. Please list the federal grant program you intend to apply for, or if it's multiple grant programs, um, go ahead and list those as well if you know them at the time. And this is a required field. Anytime you see a red little dot here, then it is required to put something in here. Okay. If you know the deadline for this federal grant, please put that in there. And if it's unknown, we understand. Leave it blank. We're just going to make one up here. Goals, objectives, or actions. If you're not sure what we're asking for, go ahead and just go over these again. These little information icons are very helpful here. And it just kind of lets you know exactly what staff is looking for, or what we're asking for you to fill out here. Go ahead and put those in here. Same thing with the regional or watershed scale efforts. So if this advances interstate or regional efforts, you're going to add that information here. If there's an innovative approach to water management, please fill this out for us. Again, local community and stakeholder support. Now, there is a section here. Not only would you put text in here, if there is a portion at the end of this video where you'll see where we can actually upload any support letters that you've gathered along the way. External input would be just whatever input you've received from a federal or state or a local agency for your project. You'll put that in here as well. And then finally at the bottom here, there is a series of questions, yes or no questions, and it's just collecting information on disadvantaged communities. And there's a link for more information. And once you've filled out these questions here, then you are going to click on next. But real quick, let me just always say, anytime if you think you missed something, you can always go back to the previous screen by hitting the previous button here. But we'll keep on moving here. And all right, we're going to give ourselves a project name and project description. Again, both we see the little red star here, so these are required. Please be very thorough on your project description. And again, on these fields here, please fill out as much as you can. As far as major water use type, again, this field is going to be required here. And of course, we have our non-construction projects and we have our construction projects. So please let us know what your estimated date is. Of course, we understand these may change, but that's fine. Just go ahead and just give us an estimated date here. For our outcomes, if any of these apply to your particular project, again, be very thorough and just put your information in here of what outcomes you believe will result in at the end of your project. The location, again, the latitude and longitude is required here. So we're just going to put in these numbers here. And then, again, let us know. There's a big drop down here. A lot of different choices to let us know about this particular location. Are there precise coordinates? Is this, central to your municipality or district, or is this just a default headquarter location? Either one is fine, or any of these are fine and helpful for us to know where this location of the project is. So we're just going to select that. Of course, you can put in the water source here. Stream river name as our little information icon says. We scroll down again where we need to select at least one water basin and we can select whatever county this project is going to be in as well. We can also go down to the water district. If this project is already in our water project database, um, if you know your ID, of course, we're going to find it that way. And if not, we can search. But if it's not in here, we can go ahead and just go ahead and go to next. And now we are able on our financials page to put in our match for our project. So let's say our match is 50,000. Now, when I type that in, this will not populate. And I'll show you when it does populate. But first, we're going to answer these questions here. Previous funding. Yes, we've applied for a CWCB grant in the past. And past grant awards. If you just hover over this, you'll know what we're asking for. We're asking for what the grant program was, the name of the project, the award amount, and the award date. The award date, we can just, unless you can put down a specific date, or you could just say, I got it in the March 2021 board meeting. That'll be fine too. So let's go ahead and just put in our grant program. This is a WSRF grant. Here is the project name. The amount was this amount, and this was at the March 2021 CWCB board meeting. Oh, we'll just put March 2020. Okay. Now, here we need to put in our sources of funding. And every time we put in a new source of funding, this is what's going to populate this field. So, all right, let's do a test. NGO is our first. Let's say we're going to do 25,000. Funding status really helps staff understand where this funding is, if it's waiting or if it's secured, because this could impact contracting if things are still pending. So let's say this one is secured. This is cash. Funding source is other. We're going to hit save. All right. So now it populates 25. We still need to put another one in here for the rest. And just for examples, we're going to put in a CWCB here. And we're going to please list whatever grant program, or maybe if it's a loan. And that helps us know if you're trying to use funding from another grant program or loan for your project here. So you click save, and now again, so what we typed in as far as our match is now inputted here. And if we have put all of our sources of funding, then we are going to go ahead and hit next. But if we do need to come back here, if we got something wrong or we need to add something, we could certainly edit it or delete it and add another line there. All right, so we're done with that. We hit next. And here is where, so I mentioned that there are a couple links here that we'll need to download. So this scope of work and this budget and schedule, there are templates on our webpage, our federal technical assistance grants for water projects. Again, if you scroll down here, you see here in the application process dropdown that the instructions on how to apply, right? And we get to that last page where we need to upload templates. And here is where we find our budget and schedule template as an Excel document. And then we find our statement of work, or again, scope of work template as a Word. And so once you fill that out, Then we're going to go, hopefully you've filled that out before. And then so when we get to this page here, we're just going to upload that, and we're going to upload the scope as a Word document. And once it's thinking and uploading it, once it's done, we're going to get that green check mark. We're going to hit done. And there we go. We added it on the day. And then same thing for the budget and schedule. We're going to hit this upload button. We're going to select, and I know not everybody can see this screen here, but I am selecting another file here. This budget does need to be in Excel format. We're going to hit done. So again, these two must be in either Word or Excel. If we do need to add letters of support or other documentation that you think is very necessary for staff to see or know of for this project, you can upload these as PDFs. But again, we need these other documents in Word and Excel. So again, we're going to hit our upload. We're going to wait for the green check mark, click done. Once we've uploaded all our files, we're going to hit next. And now we see a summary of everything we just did. So we can see the overview. We can go into the project details and look at our description and edit that if we need to. Outcomes, all these different information. We can go ahead and go back here and change if we need to. And of course, if we clicked on next too soon, we can upload more files. So if we need to to print this out, we can hit that print button, and we're going to get a print or a PDF of our application here. If you need that for your records or you want to print it out for yourself, you can do that from that print icon. And if we're done with this, of course, this is still in draft status. We're going to scroll down here at the bottom here and hit submit. And once we've hit submit, we can go back to the top left-hand corner here, this actually to the arrow here, not exactly at the top left corner, but then we go back to our My Applications, and there it is. Again, application number, it is submitted, local capacity grants, and date and time. And that is how you submit an application through the portal. But please always, if you are stuck and need to ask us a question, feel free to email or call, and we'd be happy to help you out. Thank you very much.